Hello again, everybody. This is Rocket Rick J18, and this video is going to be a response to the uh, challenge of Mr. Fisher Bike to show your top 10 or 10 of your favorite cards. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to start do this in reverse order. I'm going to start with number 10, which is the Richie Allen rookie, or Dick Allen rookie, if you prefer. I think he would prefer that. I think he is on the short list for a Veterans Committee to put in the Hall of Fame. I think his numbers deserve it. He's one of the very few people to have won the Rookie of the Year in one league and the home run title and MVP in the other league. I know Frank Robinson did that, but I'm not sure if anybody else has done that. Anyway, this is his rookie card from the 1964 set. Number 9, in terms of favorite cards, I think any top 10 list probably needs to have a Ted Williams in it. And I have to admit my fascination with the idea that Ted had the first card and the last card in the 1954 top set. And maybe that's because he's the first and the last word in all-time hitters. Ted's records would have been phenomenal if he had been able to play his entire career without interruptions for both the Second World War and the Korean War. And in the Second World War, he was an active fighter pilot who flew whatever the required number of missions was, had his airplane shot at and shot up. He was considered to be one of the top fighter aces. In Korea, his skills were so valued that the Marine Corps brought him back to train other pilots in the Korean War. Now, whether he kept up with aircraft technology or exactly how that all worked, I don't know. But I can tell you this, he was apparently considered to be as great a pilot as he was a hitter, and as great a hitter as he was a fisherman. Whatever he did all out and with great skill and accomplishment. So anyway, I just really love this. This is the card number 250 in the set, and it's I think is just a little bit more attractive than the orange version, which was the number 1 card. So I like this one better. Number 8 is one of the stars of the Pirates' 1979 World Series championship team. Dave Parker was a minor league player in West Virginia with the Charleston Charlies. He starred at every level. In 1979, he was just an outstanding hitter. And I think that you can put him on the short list of the Veterans Committee for inclusion in the Hall of Fame. I think he really deserves it, and one of my favorite players throughout my school, college and professional school career, as well as on into the late 70s and even the 80s, where the Pirates, really weren't very good. In fact, he was allowed to go to Cincinnati, which is his hometown. I always thought it was ironic that he was a Pirates star from Cincinnati, and Ken Griffey was a Cincinnati Reds star from the Pittsburgh area. So at approximately the same time. Anyway, this is number 7, or number 8, rather. Number 7 is the pitching hero of the 1971 World Series championship team, Steve Blass. Steve threw a absolute gem in Game 7 of the 1971 World Series to complete an awesome comeback by the Pirates. And this is his 1971 Topps card number 143, autographed by Steve Blass. The next card that I want to show is from the 1972 Topps set. It commemorates Game 4 at Pittsburgh of the 1971 series, and it shows the great one, Roberto Clemente, who was the hero of the 1971 World Series championship team. And he batted over 400 during the World Series and led his team to victory in a performance that can only be described as epic. So there's Roberto Clemente for you. Next card I have to show you is the 1962 Topps Roger Maris card, or card of card number 1 of the 1962 set. And on the back side, it has all of the statistics from that record-setting year in which Roger Maris was the most valuable player in the American League, set the American League home run title, surpassing Babe Ruth with 61 home runs in 161 games. Remarkable performance. And on a personal note, I paid 25 cents, which was my school lunch money, or the better part of it, when I was in 1962, and these cards came out, and I bought one from a kid with my lunch money, and he got to eat my whatever it was, pizza, or whatever it happened to be. Anyway, that's my story about Roger Maris and the 1962 Topps card. So I say that for him. That's so I have 1, 2, 3, 4 more cards. So that was card number 5. Card number 4 is the, and I've talked about this before, this is a 1951 Burke Ross Hit Parade of Champions, Tommy Henrich. And Henrich, in 1949, as I've talked about this before, really led his Yankee team to victory and to claim the 1949 pennant and World Series championship. And he did so with the star player, Joe DiMaggio, laid up with an injury. Henrich just had turned in a superior performance, and I think that's one of my favorite cards for that reason. So number 3 is the great Henry Aaron, who, despite this picture, which shows him batting left-handed in what is clearly a reversed printing of a negative Card number 20, the 1957 top sets. Contrary to popular opinion, Hank was a right-hander. Or contrary to the opinion in this particular case, Hank was a right-hander. And this shows him early in his career, in which he ultimately became the Major League home run champion of all time. Hank Aaron. Number 2 is Willie Mays, and this is a copy of his 1952 top set, card number 261, in a PSA 1.5. I think it presents very well, and I'm happy to have this card in my collection and to honor one of the greatest baseball players of all time, Willie Mays. The number 1 card in my collection, the card that I said that I would give up only after giving up every other card that I own. And this is my autographed 1962 Topps Mickey Mantle in a PSA 2.5 holder. I bought this card at one show. Got it autographed at another show a number of years later, and then many years later got it authenticated and slabbed as both an authentic card and an authentic autograph. I got this in person at a card show in Cincinnati, and so it was actually, I can testify that this card was personally held and touched by the Mickey Mantle himself and hand-delivered to me, where it has remained in my possession continuously since that time, with the exception of the time it spent in the hands of the PSA getting graded. So this is my number 1 card. It's the card I would keep if I could keep no others. It brings me the greatest joy of any single card in my collection, regardless of value or who it represents. Mickey was my favorite player growing up, and he remains my favorite player in the hobby. So that's a heavy dose of New York Yankees and Pittsburgh Pirates, with 1 or 2 other players thrown in for good measure, including a couple of guys that I think deserve being in the Hall of Fame. So that is my contest entrance into Mr. Fisher Bike's contest, or what is showing off our top 10 favorite cards. These are mine. So enjoy. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, certainly hit that like button, and if you haven't already subscribed, I'd consider it a personal favor if you would do that as well. And so without any further ado, this is Rocket Rick J18, wishing that all your collecting dreams will come true.